Welcome to Invictus Motors. You're here with Bashir. We're going to review the BMW M5 and I'll tell you everything you need to know about it. Values, what are they like to drive, how they feel, how they sound, and what sort of customers normally buy one of these. Before we can get into the review, don't forget to subscribe, and should you want, we actually donate to a charity. The link is below. All of our revenue from YouTube gets donated to the same charity. BMW M5, what are they like to drive? Well, to really know what they're like to drive, we got to get it out there and drive it. But to tell you a little bit more about what's in the heart of this car, let me open up the bonnet and tell you about the specification. At the heart of things, you've got a 4.4 litre V8 engine. This is twin turbocharged with an intercooler. It produces an astonishing 560 brake horsepower, 680 Newton meters of torque, and it is able to do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds. But what's more surprising about the M5s is how well they handle, how planted they are, how well balanced they are, and just all the adjustability that you get whilst you're in the driving seat. To put this to the test, let's get into it, drive it, tell you more about what it feels like, what it drives like, and overall how it handles. So we're sitting in the driving seat, and I always advise my customers when buying a sports car, or probably perhaps any car, is don't start it right away. Press that start button, wait for the displays and wait for all the instructions to come up. And next step is to start it up. Obviously, I've driven this a little bit. The engine is warm and you don't get that cold start feeling, that really raw, grunty, loud feeling. Don't worry, we'll be getting loads out of this. And the other really fascinating thing about this is, and I think it's talked about as I'm pulling away in very slow speed, is all the buttons and all the adjustability that you get here, from your driving, just your throttle response, your suspension, your steering feedback, suspension, throttle response. Being able to press each one of these buttons individually, sort of selecting sports for the suspension, putting the throttle response in sports mode, being able to do or to put each one of these functions individually in this sort of sports mode is a great thing to have, because that way you sort of individualize your experience of driving an M car in how you like. So you don't necessarily need to be putting the engine in giving you that extra bhp or that extra power unless you really need to, but you would rather feel that the steering wheel is nice and stiff and not sort of like soft and nimble and lazy, if that makes sense. So it's all individualized, and you can sort of like adjust these little settings to how you like, and then you get these lovely M1 and M2 buttons here, and that's basically sort of choosing your individual options that you like to see your car in. And right now the M2 option is absolutely crazy, because you've got Sport Plus selected, Sport selected, and Sport. Always be very easy with these cars, rear wheel drive. You get this really amazing bar here in the center through the heads-up display, which tells you your gears, the speed you're doing. It just tells you the rev meter. It's fantastic to see one of these, drive it, and just be fortunate enough to daily one of these. What I like to drive these like, and just nice and easy, have everything in comfort settings, because I know what this is able to do, and just appreciate that experience or that joy and that journey of owning one of these and driving one of these. And this is what I'm doing, and perhaps after getting a little bit more comfortable throughout my test drive, I might want to put my foot down and give it some beans, as they say. But for the time being, just going to enjoy it, just going to talk to you, continue to explain what these are all about. Let's take this road, we turn back around. You get a very good turning circle on these as well, which is brilliant. They pull really well. And you get up to that 60 miles per hour speed really well. And around corners and curves like this, it's so well planted. It handles superbly well, and being able to adjust your suspension to the kind of roads or environment you're on is extremely handy and helpful to have. So extremely well balanced, and you just get a very, very good feeling when it comes to driving one of these. Just, you know, it's not jerky in any way, form or shape. It's brilliant, you know, for long journeys or for short journeys or for school trips for your family. And at the end of it all, this is a dream and a joy for many of us to own and to drive one of these. And if you are in the market for getting one of these, as I said, the experience of owning one of these for many, the M car's history dates back to 1985, because this is when they hand built the first M car, and they have a lot of heritage, and from a development point of view, they've got, you know, phenomenal history and phenomenal pedigree behind them. And in this next phase of my test drive, I will be giving it some beans and manually downshifting and manually shifting up, just to get a good sound out of the engine, because, you know, when you own something like this, you've got to give that from time to time. How well and how quickly it gets up to speed is beyond me. And that power delivery is so smooth, it's just so efficient. And at the same time, I feel like it is extremely progressive. It's not something that just happens in an instant either. So fantastic to have, absolutely fantastic. Just phenomenal. I'm in a BMW 5-door, 5-seater sedan with this much power. And this is a dream. Out of the 4.4 litre V8 engine, we're getting 560 bhp, 680 newton meters of torque, and a 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. What a thing, what a beast of a thing to experience, to feel. Now we're coming to the end of our test drive. We'll talk a little bit more about the values next, and we will discuss perhaps what the exterior and the interior is like in this. So thank you for tagging along this far on the test drive. Fresh from the test drive, what a feeling. It's phenomenal. I struggle to put the feeling of any M car into, you know, words, because it's just that mind-boggling experience, considering this is a family car. Values. I've been following these since around 2017. This is the F10 that were built between 2011 to 2013, and from about 2013 onwards, they actually had the facelift LCI models. It's astonishing, again, that they haven't, or they've hardly depreciated as of sort of the low 20 figures. And something like this, with the spec it has and the mileage it's done, one could easily put about 10,000 miles on it and still be able to retain the original value of this at about sort of a high £20,000. And this is credit to BMW for being able to reinvigorate the M5 brand, or that M5 model, and give it the reliability and give it the engine and the performance, and above all be able to make the 4.4 litre V8 engine, as a matter of fact, rather economical. I mean, in terms of combined MPG, if you do drive it combined rather sensibly, you could be getting between 25 to 30 miles per gallon. And in terms of a motorway MPG, one could be getting about 37 miles per gallon. In terms of spec, this is finished in the Alpine White, and it's got the beautiful 19-inch BMW M alloys. And as you look at this vehicle, just the curves and the elegance and the design on the front bonnet, it reminds you that this is an M car. This isn't your standard BMW 5 Series. If you would like to be telling this to your other half, just to get one of these through the door, you can do so. And you've got the M badge on the side as well, but just the whole stance of it, the way they look, including the fact that the side skirts are molded and sort of just curved and just looking so aggressive. And then out on the back, you would find the diffuser, which is finished in black with a quad exhaust. And you've got this really beautiful lip on top of the rear bonnet. And of course, when we're talking about practicality, because this is what you want in one of these, you can put about 3 to 4 of me in the back, just to give you an idea what they're like. Let's get into the interior and talk about the interior and see, you know, what something like this has to offer. On the interior, you've got these beautiful BMW M sport seats, you've got the multifunctional BMW M steering wheel, and this, you've got heads-up display, and you've got the phenomenal panoramic roof, which is also something that opens and closes, and should you want to have a blind and to completely darken yourself, you can also do so. And you again get reminded that this is an M car as soon as you get into the driver or the passenger seat. Both the driver and the passenger seats are heated, and you've got the 7-speed M twin clutch gearbox in this, which is, as illustrated in my test drive, a phenomenal gearbox to have and works extremely efficiently. There's a lot more spec in this, such as your digital radio, navigation. It's got a full service history. It doesn't need a service, I think, until 2024. And as I said, the heads-up display, again, is an absolute game changer on one of these. Driving-wise, I've driven it. You know what it feels like. You know what it is being behind the seat here. But you've got all the little bit of spec in this M5, such as the electronically adjustable seats, including a bit of lumbar support. And you've got the memory buttons here to go with it. So should you want, you can easily store the memory of the seats adjustments to your keys. This is what they're all about, is this spacious environment that you find in the back of these for your children, somebody that might be in, you know, in a booster seat, or, you know, if you've got a family of grown-ups, in fact, you've got 3 seats at the back. Or if you've got a family of just 2 kids, you could actually put this handrest sort of a thing down and sit very comfortably. All in all, you can also expect phenomenal reliability from them. Hardly anything goes wrong with them. And as long as you keep on top of the servicing, run it properly, especially when cold, just get the engine nice and warmed, get the temperature into the tires before you do anything foolish. Currently, it's sitting on the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires. So again, you've got plenty of tread on them, and you've got good brakes on them and discs on them, and you can expect all the joy and the laughter out of this M5. If you are interested, it is currently available with us here at Invictus Motors. And if you're watching this video perhaps in a month or 2 months' time and this is no longer available, I thank you for taking your time watching it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.